Recording in progress.
What it do, what it do, what it do. What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew. So, and who am I with as always? Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod. Episode 157. Yo, get your co-patterns out. Get your co-stars out and your patterns out. Those are apps for astrology. Because Jupiter is ascending, motherfuckers. Man, dude, that was a rough intro.
Well, because then you hit record, but I have to click OK on mine to be like, I agree to it. So it tells me, it tells me you're recording it, and it tells me, and then it pops up with this word box. It's like, hey, this person's recording. So I have to click over, but it'll be on the screen if I switch over and that's up. So I was moving quickly to hit OK and then jump back over. Because I have 3 screens, so I have to drag the mouse all the way across. And my screens are fast, so it moves quick. But, you know.
Oh, that was a clusterfuck, and I apologize.
Nah, you're good. I mean, you can chop that down, and then on the video, it's not a big deal.
I can't chop it, though.
Okay. Well, then don't.
Well, like, because Spotify, for podcasters, like, you have to just upload a single file now. So, like, before I could edit it there. So now I need to, like, find a place to edit it. And I haven't done it yet.
Okay. Well, how are you, sir? It's good to see you. As always, you look healthy, happy.
Thank you. How are you?
Living my best life. Living the dream.
Nice. What's that you're sipping on?
It is fruit punch and lemonade combo. Well, half and half.
Huh. I thought it would be sugar water.
No. Sugar water. I mean, might as well be.
That's city water, dude.
Might as well be. No, what is it?
City punch.
When I hear
what they call it.
When I hear sugar water, I think of Men in Black when he's all like fucked up, but he puts on that guy's body, the roach guy, and that's what he asks for. She's like, "Give me sugar and water." Just so it's like chugging sugar water. When I was a kid, I was like, "What the fuck, bro? This guy is fucked up."
I think of the Pretty Ricky Cribs episode when they're making City Punch, and it's just sugar and water.
Yeah,
it's like a lot of sugar.
Yeah. Sweeten that water.
Shout out Pretty Ricky, dude.
Sweeten up that water a little bit.
Diddy Punch.
Don't say that. Speaking of Diddy Punch, that Busby guy, of course, attached to him, there's been 6 cases filed in Southern District Court in New York. One of his clients, 6 lawsuits against Puffy by individuals.
Additional.
Yeah, additional by like 3 males, 3 females have applied or, filed charges in Southern District Court of New York against Puff Daddy. I remember when he was Puffy, and then it was like, "Oh, I'm Diddy," and everyone was like, "What?" And it was like, "Yeah, I've always been Diddy." Everyone was like, "Oh, okay, like whatever, bro." Like,
I've always been. He meant to say I've always been diddling.
Yeah, that's true. And man, on like Tubi and all sorts of shit, there's so many Puff Daddy documentaries now. It's crazy how many Diddy documentaries. Like, people are like on it. They're on that shit. There's people. I mean, I know 50 Cent's been talking about. Well, 50 Cent supposedly helping produce a documentary.
Right. Do you think it's like kind of? It's kind of like when like 2 teams go to the World Series. They print both the jersey, like the shirts that say that they won ahead of time. Do you think it's like everybody knew that he was going to get arrested, so they all had the docs lined up, and then as soon as he gets arrested, then they can start releasing him?
Yeah, I think that he's burned a lot of bridges, and been doing this for a while, and then mistreated people for a while. So there's been people who've been speaking out saying that he's doing this type of shit, and you don't really hear too much about it. But there's been, I mean, like, it's not like mainstream. But there's people who've like made jokes, made comments. 50 Cent's always clowned him the whole time. There's some people who've been super anti P. Diddy.
And Eminem.
Yeah, like who were like, nah, fuck this dude. He's creepy. He's weird. He does shit. So it's almost like, I would say it's different because what everyone was saying coming to fruition in such a way, anybody who was saying anything that was discredited until we know exactly what went on. They basically now are like, everybody gets the benefit of the doubt. 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Don't let him forget, dude. Don't let him
like
forget.
bag, like laced with like Molly and shit. All sorts of.
No, we don't know that.
So they say. That's what they thought it might be. That's why they confiscated.
I brought this up to some people about the baby oil being laced with like drugs, and that I don't know. Everybody seems to think that's crazy.
It's possible.
The whole thing is crazy though. So that's the
what
argument
I'm.
for
Dude,
it. That's the argument.
If you told me this guy had 1,000 bottles of baby oil,
right,
and they were like,
and
they had like tons of drugs in 1,000 things, and like in baby oil, right? And we just go to this dude's house, and he's got 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I'm gonna assume there's drugs in them at that point, because just to make a claim that somebody would even have that many bottles is wild. That is a wild statement. Like, yo, bro. You gotta look out.
And you gotta and
he's got 300 Dalmatians in his backyard. You'd be like, what? That's fucking insane. You're exaggerating. And then you get there and you've got 300 Dalmatians. You'd be like, holy shit. So if they said that he has 300 Dalmatians, they're full grown, and they eat people, and I showed up and you had 300 Dalmatians, I'm not getting out of the car. You got me fucked up. Absolutely not. That person was right about you having 300, and that might be the most ridiculous claim. Not that you have baby oil laced with drugs, but 1,000 bottles of baby oil laced with drugs.
Well, I was gonna say the reason why I guess you would have the 1,000 bottles ahead of time is to get them prepped. You know, otherwise you could just how often is he having freak offs to where he needs like storage?
Well, there's all these properties you gotta take you that travel.
Right, but if it's laced
for the freak off on the go,
I get it. Yeah.
So I mean, if you're doing,
that's fucking irresponsible.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that some of them are, because you have 1,000 of them to begin with.
I know, but just the idea of lacing baby oil is brand new to me. So forgive me a couple like.
No, that's super crazy.
Come around to this idea.
That's some like ladies' man creepy ass shit. Like that's like a whole nother. So that's like, that they were put stuff in the mixers and not actually in the alcohol. So it was like he would supposedly, there's been like Dragwire Wright, there's been all these people that have been given wild interviews saying pretty borderline crazy shit about P. Diddy for years, and now it's like they're like,
yeah, it's just crazy that because usually you don't see a brother get away with stuff for this long,
Well, Cat Williams said,
like R. Kelly's been locked up.
Cat Williams mentioned him by name in that interview with Shannon Sharp, where he's like, I don't care if you P. Diddy, whoever you are, like the T.D. Jakes. I was like, damn, bro. But I mean, and then forever later, boom. But anyways.
Yeah. Would you like to start with therapy questions?
Got any updates? What's going on? What do you got?
I don't know.
You've been skipping that. Hey, did Shorty with the Face mention anything about chemtrails or anything like that? I've been curious.
She's a big supporter. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I mentioned him on the episode, and I was like, oh.
She's actually taken aback with her nickname, Shorty with the Face.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's,
No. Like, that is now her nickname. I am actually referring to her as the SWTF, just to shorten it.
Okay, that's tight. Okay. Well, shout out Shorty with the Face.
She had some comments about those therapy questions.
All right. Well, I was just curious if she had any thoughts on my take on chemtrails.
She thought it was a she thought it was a great take.
Okay, I was gonna say,
I'm sorry, bro. If she's
if she, I was just saying, as one chemtrail believer to another.
Right.
We have to convert you.
We're gonna go race go-karts on Thursday, so I'll ask follow-up questions.
Tight. Well, I mean, don't interrogate her. I was just wondering. Anyways, therapy question number 1. What is something I just realized I typed this fucked up. What is something you wish you would have started as a kid so you could be good or great at it now?
Okay, I was wondering.
I fucked that up.
You're like, what is something? I'm like, oh, so Joseph did something as a kid so he would be good at it now, and this is his way to tell us all. That's what it sounded like.
No, what is something you wish?
Piano, obviously.
right? That's I feel like that's just
I
like
thought it was gonna be what is something that you did, so that you would be good at it now as a kid.
yeah.
Yeah, and it would obviously be cunnilingus.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, piano, like right off the bat, I feel like that's anybody who doesn't play piano, if you don't want to or wish you could, you're crazy, man.
Yeah, dude. I
Piano's like
mean,
sick as
yeah.
fuck.
You walk into a room, a church, anywhere
Just
that has a
feel,
piano, and then you just like casually sit down and just like rip out like some like Elton John shit.
yeah.
Come on now, dude. Come on. Some Billy Joel,
Oh yeah.
some
That'd be
Mozart.
that'd be epic. It would change people's days.
Of course.
They'd be like, "Oh, is that
And
what
yours. And
yeah,
yours.
yeah, oh yeah, that would be a very fulfilling.
I might
thing.
have like a lot of kids right now if I knew how to play the piano. I might have.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, piano, anything, any difficult instrument. Piano.
Is the piano difficult?
I think if you don't start early, it can be.
I was starting like in high school, starting to get lessons from Anna P, and I don't know. I was catching on.
Well, okay, but I mean, now if you try to start from scratch, it would just
I
be
think
more
you'd be
difficult.
fine. I think you'd be fine. I just think a lot of people don't. I think they have that attitude, so then they just don't do it. Like,
Maybe.
dude, give me Babbel. I'll learn Spanish. Like, over the fall.
Okay. Muy bueno. Tu español es muy bueno.
Así.
Más o menos. Okay. All right. Therapy question number 2. If you were a ghost, and you could either be a ghost version of yourself or just a ghost of something, what kind of ghost would you want to be?
I want to be like a pharaoh, like a mummy ghost.
Mummy ghost? Okay. I didn't see
Like
that.
a pharaoh just dropping knowledge on people.
It's like showing up,
Showing up
bejeweled.
to world leaders.
And you just be wearing,
Let them know how I used to run the world.
and like
And this is
all
what I did.
decked out in gold with a gold like
Gold
head,
everywhere, dude.
a gold
Gold
headdress.
cats.
Yeah. But you're still in like some skirt shit.
Oh, I still got the mummy shit. Just
Free
for
ball,
effect.
free balling.
Yeah, to let them know that I was important enough to become a mummy.
Yeah, that's true.
What about you?
That's actually pretty good. See, I wouldn't want a vampire would suck. You got to do everything at night. That'd be really lame.
Are vampires ghosts?
No, well, that's what I was just thinking. Halloween. Oh, never mind. That's the nice one. All right. What type of ghost would I be? Probably, I wouldn't want to be a scary ghost. I wouldn't want to. I mean, I guess if I did scare people, I wouldn't want it to be super spooky or any shit like that. But if I could come back,
You don't want to like give them generational trauma.
but if I could come back, if I could be a ghost and it'd be like 8 or 9-year-old me, just like super ADHD, but Ritalin doesn't exist because I'm a ghost, and I would just like
ghost, and you're telling me it's not spooky?
right, and I would just like, but I would just drive people crazy because I'd be like, hey, they'd be like, bro, this ghost is driving me nuts. I wouldn't even, if I scared him, it'd be like stupid shit. It wouldn't even be like scary, like I'm gonna kill him.
That's scary.
That would be terrible. Yeah, that would drive people insane. But then it'd just be, I mean, I wouldn't want to come back as like me now. I'd be much cooler to come back as a ghost and be like, just like peak. I should not be having sugar. And I just run
But
around.
you're on the city punch. But you're on the
Yeah,
city
but
punch.
I'm on some, but I could make City Punch on some like some Casper shit. Like I'd just like scare the shit out of people, bro. And it'd drive them nuts. They'd be like, I'm seeing this like little black kid.
What
man,
are
and
other
he's
types of
just
ghosts?
running
Like,
around.
What are other types of ghosts that like were like available here for us to select?
Pirate ghosts. Pirate ghosts would be pretty tight
That's right.
because you'd be out on the ocean. Everything would be like water oriented. Fuck with people on cruises, surfers. You could scare the shit out of people. I feel like if there was treasure or you were somewhere treasure adjacent, you could go on land. So I think you could be kind of like amphibious like that. That'd be kind of
okay.
cool. Amphibious ghosts. Because I don't know if.
What about the scurvy though?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think if it depends on if you're a pirate ghost. Did you have scurvy when you died?
I don't know.
Because I think you
Did you or did you have limes? to kill the scurvy. See, your boy knows about pirate life.
Yeah, you gotta have something, man. That
A pirate's life for me. You know what I'm saying?
hardtack will take your fucking teeth out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could do that. You could do. There's a ghost of anything. Astronaut ghost. That'd be kind of lame.
That would be lame. You're out in space by
Yeah,
yourself.
just like, and you'd be scaring like
drifting
the same people
for eternity. Dude.
But that would also be uber fucked up because if you were just like scaring people in the International Space Station or fucking with the Russians, it'd be such a small confined space. It'd freak them the fuck out.
You know, like the International Space Station is like about to be done in like not that long.
No, I know. I'm just
10
saying.
years or something. No, I'm just saying. Just fun facts for the audience.
Then after that happens, then you're just stuck in space. You're just a ghost in space.
I know. But if you're a ghost for eternity, eventually you will run into like other life and planets, right? Eventually.
I feel like you could go to other planets. I feel like if you're a ghost in space,
if you're a ghost,
could go.
That's true.
You could go anywhere.
You pop it in dimensions,
and you already kind of float, so it might take you forever to get somewhere. But if you're alive for eternity, you'd like.
Then what is forever? You know?
You'd reflect. By the time you get to Mars, you'd be like, "Damn, bro!" Like
fully enlightened right now.
Yeah,
just chilling on Buddha's ass.
Yeah. Interesting. Therapy question number 3. What evil Halloween villain do you think you could take out if you had to fight one?
So the SWTF said Chucky because he's a child.
Bruh, that's I was thinking the same shit. You just pick him up and throw him. I know there's some evil man inside of him who's like, "You fucking bitch," and like beats up.
Why you vibing with the shorty with the face?
Oh, that's just the
like,
first thing.
Chemtrails, Chucky. Come on, bro.
All I'm saying is I thought of Chucky because Chucky's tiny as fuck, and I'm like, all right, I know I might be able to, and if I drove away, like he'd have to catch up with me. He'd have to take more steps because he's so small. So I like my chances. I could create distance, right, from them if I needed to. I mean, the mom from Seventh Heaven beat him up. I think anybody can beat him up.
Yeah, I told her that I called Charlie, my parents' dog, Chucky sometimes, and he wields a knife.
Already.
That's an AI shit, dude. So I think who I could take?
Yeah.
Michael Myers, dude.
Michael.
The Halloween villain.
Why? Why do you think you could take Michael Myers?
I'll fuck his ass up, dude.
Why? Why do you think you can take him?
I just can. He's
Okay.
got the goalie mask. You know, I used to play hockey. Let's go.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of, like I was just watching Fight Club, and it's like they're like going off about like who would you want to fight? And he's like, what religious figure would you want to fight? And he's like, Gandhi. He's like, ooh, that's a good one. And you're saying, you know, basically what Halloween villain would you want to fight? And I want to fight Michael Myers, dude.
I'll fight the Gandhi of Halloween characters.
He's not the Gandhi.
That would be tough. Him or Jason are kind of the same. Because Jason wears the hockey mask. Michael Myers wears the mask that's a Captain Kirk mask that they spray painted white. Right. That's the Michael Myers mask, the original mask. But yeah, Jason Voorhees is the one with the hockey mask that comes out of the lake. You
know who else uses the hockey mask? From the Ninja Turtles.
Casey Jones.
Casey Jones, baby.
That's right. Yeah, I wouldn't want to fuck with Freddy Krueger. That's some like nightmare dream stuff. That would be shitty. Have to rely.
How do you get through the razor blade like fingernails? Or whatever?
Have this dude have to have my homies keep me awake all the time so I don't fall asleep. So this dude kills me in my sleep. That sounds terrible.
Fuck that.
Don't want to deal with that. Yeah, Chucky probably be easy, but there is like an evil serial killer inside of him. So he like talks and can move, and he fucks a lot of people up, man. I mean,
no doubt. Like give him his roses.
If he got the drop on you, that could be an issue. But then you have to create a gap.
And also fighting back, it's kind of child abuse.
Yeah, I mean you just have to like give him a quick punt, you know, because he's all blades. He's all blades. He's all big knives. He's real close quarters. He's not a range fighter, you know. And he's not going to close a Jason Voorhees, a Michael Myers. Those guys close the gap. I don't know how.
But Chucky's got to be close. That's how he gets you, is when he gets close.
Yeah, he's got to get close. He's going to catch you.
He's going to seduce you, dude, when he's cute and happy, bro.
What? Oh, who's this doll? Who's this doll that's seducing me? Get the fuck.
Seducing you, and then once he gets close, he slits your throat, bro.
Damn, I didn't even think about it like that.
Dude, that's on Gord.
I don't like that. I thought about it like that. Yeah, no Freddy Krueger. See, and like a vampire would kind of suck. Fighting a vampire would suck. I guess you could always just like stay inside, do your shit during the day, don't let anybody in. You know.
What about Blade, bro?
Well, if you're Blade, you're a daywalker. You can go outside. You have like guns and with like, you know, all sorts of shit and serums that make them implode.
What if you're fighting Blade?
Oh, I would never fight Blade.
Oh, yeah.
Blade would just show up and I'd be like, yeah, what's up? How can I help you? Like,
darkness, everybody.
I wouldn't fuck with that. He'd show up in his duster with a fucking sword sticking out the back of his leather jacket. I'd be like, hell no, dude. That guy's gonna fuck me up. I'm dead.
Yeah.
Not fucking with Blade. I just hope like Ryan Reynolds shows up too, and I'm like, hey, what's up? It's like, oh, we get along and be friends.
What about like the skeletons from Night Before Christmas? I feel like that'd be easy to fuck up. They're skeletons.
Yeah. Or the boogeyman, the bad guy in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Or just the boogeyman in general, bro.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what version of the boogeyman. I'm sure there's some versions of it. Like, would you fight
I'm
Pennywise?
Your boogeyman.
Would you fight
That's
Pennywise?
What I am.
I ain't fighting Pennywise. Maybe. See, but that's you'd say. I think off the bat you want to say. I want to say no because he's like a shape shifting clown entity thing. But then I think about
it.
Yeah, like It the Clown.
Yeah.
But then a bunch of like weirdo kids kill him with a slingshot and some pieces of silver, and it's like, that doesn't sound that outlandish. If I know that going into the fight.
Spoiler alert.
God damn. Oh, okay. Well, sorry, but I'm just saying.
Jeez.
And no, you can be a spider. You can be whatever form you want. I feel like I like my chances against you. So Pennywise, I think you want to say no off the bat. But I think we could take him. You know what I'm saying? I think me and you could.
I just don't want to be involved.
Well, yeah, but if you don't have a choice.
No, I thought I did have the choice. I picked Michael Myers.
I know, but I'm exploring the idea of other ones.
Just kidding. Okay.
Swamp Thing, nah. Frank.
Swamp Thing?
Yeah, I'm fighting some reptile out of a lake.
What about your boy?
I'm cool with that.
What about your boy Ichabus Crane on Gord?
Oh, you mean the Headless Horseman?
Yeah.
I mean, he just kind of rides around.
Right.
See, it's about like how easy is it for me. So
does the cavalry, dude, and they're effective.
How easy is it for me to avoid this person? That's like, because like if it's Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, someone like that, they're coming for you like 24/7, nonstop, nothing you can do about. Like they're going to kill you.
Yeah, they're like Kobe.
But dude, like Headless Horseman, I'm like, all right, bro. Like I got some staying in. I can't ride anywhere. You have to just put yourself on restriction, and you might live a long life just avoiding the fucking Headless Horseman without having to fight his ass in the first place. Because I gotta get enough people riled up.
But then he might catch you slipping, dude. You might get complacent. He rides up on you, and you're not prepared.
I'm hoping he overreacts.
At least I know Michael Myers is always coming for me, so I'm always ready.
I mean, I would hope he would be like taking other people out, thinking it's me, being confused, being the Headless Horseman.
All black people.
Because then everybody would get involved and be like, "Yo, we got to take this dude out. There's safety in numbers." Then me and the whole posse, we go out, we take down the Headless Horseman. So I turn the tables on him. He gets a little overzealous, starts, just being like, and he can't see in the first place. So he's just like killing people indiscriminately because they're riding. I just happen to not be one of them. Then the whole town turns against him. I gassed on his ass. I turned that shit on its face, bro. Next thing you know, I got a riot going, and we're out looking for him.
Turn it on his face, no pun intended, because he's headless.
Shit.
Tight. Okay. What's the next one?
Last therapy question. In your mind, what do you think, or what would you hope aliens would look like?
Dude, I just happened to catch them today. And then it was some like dork dweeb from NASA coming up with like what life on another planet would look like on Jupiter. And it was like a balloon plant that would like float. I don't know. But then I realized it's not really an alien, it's a plant. I don't know. Do you think
That
they
would
would
be technically that'd be an alien though. It'd just be
alien?
life on
It's
a.
like
It's a.
yeah, yeah.
It's a.
I'm not, but it's not. Is it sentient? I guess we did do say that plants were sentient
Yeah, I
on this
mean, they would be. Yeah.
podcast. Yeah. Okay, well that
Ooh, excuse me. I sneezed
floating
then.
balloon plant.
Okay.
He sold me.
See, I'm hoping they're like some weird octopus type things. I want it to be something like wild as fuck. If it's gonna be aliens, I want it to be crazy as fuck.
But then, like, how would you hook up with them?
Why do I gotta hook up with them?
I don't know.
I mean, as long as they're chill.
I guess you still could
Yeah, you could. You could be like, "Hey, what's up?"
if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah.
Like, because I mean, there's people who say that there's aliens that look like reptilians or insects.
See, the reptilian shit doesn't make sense to me because reptiles are cold-blooded, and like if you're traveling through space, dude, you don't have like the fucking sun just like chilling, you know.
Well, they say that they come from the Draco star system. And what they say about the reptilians is that, like, yeah, no, that they've existed.
God, here we go, dude.
Existed.
We're about to get flagged again.
Existed, and that's like lizard people in mythology or Aztecs.
Are lizard people aliens though?
Well, if they were from another planetary system or star system, or
That's
planet,
true.
yeah. So, I mean,
I just heard George Carlin say that Native Americans aren't even native to here, and it's fucked up that we call them Americans because we just named them after ourselves after we like mass murdered them and like shipped them off to like the worst parts of the country.
Yeah.
And he said that India wasn't called India back then; it was called Hindustan, and so they weren't named after Indians. And it was Christopher Columbus was saying that they're the people like with God, in Dios. And so that's where the Indian comes from. So he's like, yeah, they're not native, they're not Americans. So I'm gonna call them Indians.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's some weird shit. I wouldn't want them to look like us. That'd be lame. Aliens show up and
it
they
would
look
be
like
lame,
us.
but it would also be fucking like crazy. Like then, like think about all like what that means. If there's like humans elsewhere, that's crazy.
Yeah, that would be wild.
That's crazier than it not being like humans, you know?
Yeah, I'm just saying, I guess.
Like anything else besides another human on another planet is less crazy.
But I think people would accept it more if it was something that was like human-esque or looked like human, or it was humans.
I might have to go back to Catholicism if that's the case.
Sunday church be busy.
Oh man, God, dude, he just like started just populating planets with Christians
everywhere.
Yeah,
but
it's been busy.
But I'd rather it be some weird balloon plant octopus thing, something cool, or something that survives on something that we just wouldn't understand.
What if it was like
a molecular, like a creature that lives off of, like, could like survive on Venus in the extreme temperatures?
Well, that's what these balloon plants were doing. They had like a floating root that would dip down into the gas because like Jupiter's made of like hydrogen, which is the lightest gas we know. So it was like, how could they float? And then this guy was like, made it happen. I don't know.
That sounds like some.
No, he was
some
like,
people say that guy's already been
no,
born.
no, he did it. He was saying like, it's harder to get lighter than hydrogen, so because it's the lightest gas that we know, or element that we have. But if through this process it actually would make it lighter and make it able to float, it was like, but it couldn't float like that during. It would only be like when the sun was there. Because like the heating up of the gas plant made it lighter, than the hydrogen. I don't know, bro.
See, that sounds like some bullshit. Some
No, I
scientist
don't know.
bullshit. The guy who's going to drop a bullshit plant
Has already been born.
has already been born. And it's like, yeah, you know, they're like, well, how would it get lighter? And he's like, you know, you just put a little balloon thing on it. Now it's a balloon plant. And the balloon is lighter than the hydrogen because it's got hydrogen.
The balloon plant was always there. The thing. It was like, how was it gonna be
it grew
lighter?
a balloon.
How is it gonna float? Because there's no land in Jupiter because it's a gas giant.
So we
And
think.
my whole point is like, why would you do it in Jupiter in the fucking first place when like Jupiter moons exist that are like Earth?
So we think that there's
Dude,
no solid ground in Jupiter.
This there's not.
How do you know?
Because ancient
the guy
astronaut
who's
theorists told me, dude.
ancient astronaut theorists believe. Fuck yeah. No, it sounds like some scientist bullshit.
Yeah.
So let's draw a little balloon on it. Now there's just that's a balloon plant. They're like, oh yeah, and the sun heats it up, and now this balloon plant, it's floating. It dips its dipstick down. And then it's like, hey, look at me.
Got it. Now you're
I got my
sense,
dipstick down, and never mind the like 600 mile an hour
Floating
winds and all these other
it's a
elements.
floating root, bro. It's a floating root.
Tsunami storms of like, you know, fractals of metal and all sorts and like poisonous glass clouds. This balloon plant is just vibing out. It's just bobbing.
You don't know.
Get out of here.
You know what I would like? Maybe not look like us, but like walk on like body like us, but then like face like a bear, or
That'd be
like,
weird. Bear people, they just like roll up. That'd be kind of
you know,
cool.
like the crew from Star Fox, like that type of shit.
Okay,
Or Guardians of the Galaxy,
like peppy hair and all them.
Well, maybe not
Slippy
him.
Frog, Slippy
maybe
Frog.
not that French rabbit. No, maybe not him.
He's not French. He's pretty chill.
Pepe.
Yeah, that's true. You're turning in. You're becoming more like your father. Use the brakes. Fuck yeah, man. I put
Are those quotes from Pepe?
Yeah, do a barrel roll. Yeah,
That's like the very beginning.
Yeah, that's the
first.
Yeah. Try
level.
a somersault. It's how he says.
Shout out Star Fox, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Star Fox was the shit. That game was so good. Especially if you went the extra route and you got to do the tank and then you got to fight the real boss, like the eyeballs with the brain, and you beat that. That was like, I could beat the robot version anytime. Like, fuck Andros. That'd be a cool rap name, MC Andros. You could do you could do some cool.
And that's on the Draco Star community or whatever you called it.
Community.
What was it?
It's in that star community over there.
Constellation.
Yeah. Yeah. Star system.
Star system. The Draco Star. That's
That
on the
Draco.
Draco Star
That
system.
Draco, dog.
Yeah, Draco, baby.
No, but yeah, Draconians, lizard people, shapeshifters, and this is called Jupiter Ascending because there is that terrible movie that's great, Jupiter Ascending. It's got Channing Tatum.
So when people say like that's draconian laws, they're referring to the lizard people.
No, but there is a Draco star system. So people say that there is a shape-shifting lizard people that are called the Draconians.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
This is not financial advice.
And they live amongst us. You never seen that where it's like there's stupid ass YouTube video compilations where it's like,
no, bro.
where it's like, watch this person's eyes turn into lizard eyes on TV, and you're like, what? And it's like anybody, Katy Perry's really Jean-Benet Ramsey, who's a lizard person. You're like, what the fuck?
I know Katy Perry's up in it because she also at the video Dark Horse like has a lot of like Illuminati symbolism and all this shit. Like she's part of the conspiracy theories. That's how I got down a rabbit hole one time. Was like after like
it was like you going down a rabbit hole for a Katy Perry conspiracy theory.
video.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, all right, you gotta start. You gotta start
All of
somewhere.
a sudden, I was like learning about the singularity, dude, and I was like, "What's happening?"
You gotta start somewhere. I mean, you know, but yeah, I would rather that'd be cool. You wouldn't want them to be terrifying, but if they looked like anything other than us and it was some sort of sentient being, I think that'd be terrifying to the mass majority of people.
If it looked like us,
No, I think if it looked like us, I think there'd be people that'd be terrified. A lot of people would be like, "Oh Jesus," and it'd be like a whole thing. But if they didn't look like us and didn't resemble us, but they were like sentient beings that could communicate with us via telepathically or whatever, I think people would freak the fuck out. If something showed up that looked like something we'd never seen, especially like that's what I'm saying, something that would live in an environment that we could never survive in naturally.
Like the Draco star system.
That's something that I want to see. Something that could live under the ice in Europa, or something that could live on Pluto. Something that would be like the equivalent
that could live there and then travel here. That's weird.
Or even if we just saw something that lived there that couldn't travel here, that'd be wild. If we saw some fucking lizard that lives on Pluto, that'd be trippy as shit. Because that's like, whenever you see...
also impossible, because lizards are cold-blooded. Pluto's far from the sun.
The equivalent looks like a lizard. Okay, whatever. Understand. I would like to see something that can survive in an environment that we would have no business being in. We would die if we were in that atmosphere.
See, I'm more interested in what's going on in the habitable zones, dude.
That would be cool too.
I want like life like our life. Because like that would be trippy to see like how things evolved like on a different Earth.
Oh no, definitely. That's the other thing I was gonna say is to see the equivalent of something on our planet just on another planet in the habitable zone. So like a deer. See whatever a deer would look like on another planet, or their variant of what the equivalent would be, because they might not even have stuff that looks remotely close to that. So that,
or it's just like different, but like kind of similar. Like that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Like where the deer are the predators. They evolved to like hunt lion.
Yeah, they're like walking around.
And the lions like evolved to be pussy cats.
Yeah, they're like domesticated house cats.
But they're still lions.
Yeah, but they're still lions. They're just like kept by deer who live in like suburbs. But they stopped on like the housing to where everybody just lives in like double wides. So it's just like neighborhoods of double wides. That's the only building that exists. So if it's like a business that's big, they have just like 10 double wides like parked next to each other, and that's where they operate out of. And it's all deer all the time. That'd be wild.
Jesus Christ.
Sounds like a comic book strip. Do you need a break or are you good?
We can keep going. Alright, first article is from The Guardian out in the UK in the sport section. I've never even heard of this game, so that's why I put it in here. Cheating alleged after men's World Conquer, Conker, champion found with steel chestnut. Metal replica Conker found in pocket of David Jenkins, aka King Conker, first time winner after competing since 1977. The World Conquer Championships is investigating cheating allegations after the men's winner was found to have a steel chestnut in his pocket. David Jenkins won the annual title in Southwick, Northamptonshire on Sunday for the first time after competing since 1977. This dude's been trying to do this since 1977. He wins and they're like, nah, dude. Nah, we don't believe you. What's in your pocket?
You cheated. It's a metal chestnut. The steel chestnut. Somebody had to rat him the fuck out, dude. There's no way somebody wasn't like, because you had to get that made.
Dude, you got desperate, bro.
Somebody made that for you, like the local blacksmith.
47 years on the grind, and then he's just got to cheat. The 82-year-old was found to have a metal replica in his pocket when he was searched by organizers after his victory. The retired engineer has denied using the metal variety in the tournament. Jenkins was responsible for drilling and inserting strings into other competitors' chestnuts as the competitor's top judge, known as the King Conker. Alistair Johnson Ferguson, who lost in the men's final against Jenkins, said he suspected foul play, the Telegraph reported. The 23-year-old said, "My Conker disintegrated in one hit, and that just doesn't happen. I'm suspicious of foul play and have expressed my surprise to organizers." Kelsey Bansbach, 34 from Indianapolis, defeated the men's champion in the grand final to become the first American to win the competition. More than 200 people took part. Jenkins said, I was found with the steel conqueror in my pocket, but I only carry it around with me for humor, value, and I did not use it during the event. Yes, I did help prepare the conquerors before the tournament, but this isn't cheating or fix, and I didn't mark the strings. Dude, what is conquer?
I don't know how. Then you're King Conquer, but you won as King Conquer.
You never even won, and you got the name King Conquer?
Yeah, that's wild because you've just been doing it that long. They just gave you a nickname because they felt bad. They're like, all right, let's just give him a fucking nickname, dude. I feel bad. This guy's been here since '77. Allegations of foul play have been received that somehow King Conquer swapped his real Conquer for a metal one later found in his pocket. Players collect Conquers from a stack before each round.
All right, so Conquer is a traditional children's game in Great Britain and Ireland, played using the seeds of horse chestnut trees. The name Conquer is also applied to the seed and to the tree itself. The game is played by two players, each with a conker threaded onto a piece of string. They take turns striking each other's conker until one breaks.
Sounds stupid.
I don't know. But
I mean, I guess it'd be a good time if you were like out there drinking, hanging out at the Conquer Championships. That'd be kind of lit.
yeah.
I could see that being fun. But overall,
But like, okay, you're not
well,
going to
ridiculous.
notice that it's a metal conker.
Yeah, that's
It's not like it's hidden, if he's put it in the game and he's like slapping your conker.
and it's on a string.
Yeah. And how do you win this? Like are you like selecting the like right conkers to
It
to
sounds
go to
like
battle?
sounds like luck of the draw.
I know.
Who gets to the
So, like, who gives
pile
a
first?
fucking
Like, oh,
legit?
this is a great conquer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be champion this year.
Yeah. What the fuck?
It's kind of fucked up.
Dude, step it up, UK and Ireland.
Yeah, this is some weird old timey shit that white people keep going. Sorry, we're gonna go play Conquer. That sounds like a trap. If you tell me we're gonna go out into the woods, smash chestnuts on a string, and you told me we're gonna go, that's Conquer, and we're gonna go play, I'm not going. I've seen this movie. I know how this goes. Like, look, I thought we were friends. Obviously, I was wrong. You don't need to do this. I'm gonna go home, and I'd leave. You're not taking me to go play Conquer. Especially some guys been playing. I've been playing since '77. Like,
Never won, dude.
Never
and you still
won.
didn't. You cheat,
get away from me.
Jaskins.
Get away from me.
Okay, next article from the Wall Street Journal by Vipul Manga and Paul Vieira. Canada, India expelled diplomats in escalating dispute over Sikh activist killing. Decision is latest flare-up between countries since killing last year of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Canada and India expelled diplomats from each country on Monday, intensifying a dispute over the killing of the Sikh activist last year. The Canadian government said it expelled 6 diplomats Monday, including India's top official in the country, over allegations that the officials gathered intelligence about Sikh separatists who were then targeted for violence. India responded the same day by expelling 6 Canadian officials from India, including the top diplomat, Stuart Wheeler. On Monday afternoon, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said investigators have clear and compelling evidence that agents of the government of India were involved in activities including murder that targeted Canadian citizens. This is deeply unacceptable violation of Canada's sovereignty and international law, said Trudeau. We cannot abide by what we're seeing right now. India called Canada's latest allegations preposterous and accused Trudeau of pushing the accusations as a political ploy meant to gain support for Canada's Sikh community, which is among the largest in the world outside of India. Prime Minister Trudeau's hostility to India has long been in evidence, said a statement issued by India's Ministry of External Affairs. Canada's Foreign Affairs Ministry said Canadian police had asked India to waive consular and diplomatic immunity for its officials to help in the investigation into a campaign against Canadian Sikhs, but New Delhi refused, which prompted the expulsions. Ottawa kicked out the Indian diplomats, including its High Commissioner to Canada, Sanjay Kumar Verma, after seeing the evidence gathered by Canadian federal police force, said the country's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Melanie Joly. What do you think about this?
That's pretty crazy, but we've seen a lot of governments killing people in other countries.
I know, but like India is like on one. They like actually were like trying to do it. We just foiled the plot out here in the United States, like that they were trying to do it to a guy who's like out in, I don't know, Kentucky.
Some random guy in Kentucky.
He's like a Sikh act. He was like a Sikh dissident for like for like y'all like the Sikh is like a religion, but it's also like a group of people in India who've like wanted to secede from India and have their own country. And so in the Indian government like views it as like a threat, you know, to like their standing. And so there's these activists like that have fled the country and like can't, and a lot of them go to Canada and some in the United States, and they're like exiled basically, like, or like you know, seeking asylum because they're like, you know, because and I mean it's proof right here because India's trying to kill them in other countries.
Yeah, if they come back, it's not going to go well.
Oh yeah, it's like Navalny.
That's fucked up. I mean,
which is fucked up because India, yeah, is like the world's biggest democracy, but like with their boy Modi, like they've just like gone like hard right, like where, you know, he's like kind of like an, I don't know, they were saying like he's like an autocrat, but then like in the last elections he like did not do as well as like everybody thought he was gonna do, so kind of checked him. But this is kind of fucked up.
Would you be comfortable if you were a Canadian diplomat being in India in the first place?
Yeah, as a Canadian diplomat, I'd be fine. Like, India knows they fucked up by getting caught trying to murder somebody or actually murdering somebody, like, in Canada. Like, this is just posturing by them. Like, you know, like, Canada's like, fuck, dude. Like, we don't want to deal with this. You know, it's like, but, like, if we can't just let India, like, secret agents come in here and, like, murder fucking people, like, that's not good. And, yeah, and like when Trudeau first said this, like nobody, like they call it like the Five Eyes of like intelligence, and it's like it's Canada, the United States, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand, and we share all of our intelligence with those countries, like from like the most secret shit. And like Trudeau came out like this is a while ago and brought this up, and none of us, like the United States, UK, nobody got his back. They're like, oh no, dude. Like, and it turned out like he was like 100% true. So I don't know. It's fun. And then we found out that they tried to do it in the United States like recently.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, the CIA, you know, I'm sure is like out there killing people in other countries.
Yes.
So
yeah.
like
the CIA has
just,
killed
like,
so many people that
right.
they wanted to make a TV show starring Claire Danes, like running around and being
they did make that show.
Being manic as fuck and like just sleeping with random people all the time. First two seasons were good, and then it like stressed me out. Then I was like, what is this bitch doing? Take her gun away from her.
I think they tried to a couple times.
Yeah, and then she'd convince him like, I'm fine. I'm back on my meds. They'd be like, okay, well, then never mind. Get back out there. I was like, this bitch is wild. Sleeping with the young terrorist kid that I'm supposed to be tracking. I was like, why? Why are you doing
She's
that?
horny, bro.
I couldn't with that
women
shit.
have needs, too.
But the CIA is definitely out there killing people.
Right. But we're not killing religious, like, you know, advocates, like, well, that's not true.
Yeah, I was saying, it depends on what are you advocating for? Because we definitely kill people that others would view as some religious style leader.
Not
for
ones
them.
that are, okay. This is India trying to kill Indians, though. Like these are, these are people who have fled the country.
Oh, you don't think the
CIA is killing like Americans that have fled the country? I don't think so.
I bet they have.
We killed the one dude like who was in ICE or in Al Qaeda. Like, and his son.
You make that swap, they're coming for you. Like, who's this ginger out here running around with Al Qaeda? Like, we're gonna fucking kill this guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. And the CIA does kill a lot of Al Qaeda.
Yeah, they kill a lot of people that some would view as religious leaders to them.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Now, whether that's a good thing is debatable.
Not American exiled religious leaders. How about that? We haven't done that.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. Most of the time, they just kill. They end up doing it to themselves. Jim
Nobody's
Jones.
seeking asylum from the United States, except for Edward Snowden.
That was like Edward Snowden's definitely. Definitely is. And the CIA is just like waiting outside the airport lobby, like, oh, come on, man. Or they get stopped on the plane, they like can't get off. They're like, shit.
Nah, he's never leaving Russia. Well, I don't know. I could see a Kamala Harris like
Pardoning
giving
him.
Clemency.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, because it wasn't that like he did like
Does the private sector, does the intelligence agencies give him clemency? Fuck no. I think he knows better than that.
Yeah, he ends up like dead for sure.
He'll maybe move to like Australia or some shit, but he's not like, I'm gonna move back to Connecticut.
Well, like the Biden and the Obama the Departments of Justice never filed charges against Julian Assange. That was like Trump who like started that shit, and then they just hit him with a plea agreement, and now he's back in Australia.
Yeah.
And and Snowden's an American citizen, so
on board.
Yeah. All right.
Some weird secret agent shit though. India, Canada.
Yeah. Hella beef. Okay. Next one is also from the Wall Street Journal. This one is by Aileen Woodward. Historic NASA mission to Jupiter moon blasts off. The uncrewed spacecraft launched aboard the SpaceX rocket aims to assess Europa's habitability. Historic mission to Jupiter's icy moon Europa has blasted off, marking the beginning of a decade-long endeavor to find out whether the moon is habitable. The uncrewed spacecraft is named Europa Clipper after the ships that crisscrossed Earth's oceans hundreds of years ago. Following 1.8 billion mile journey, it is expected to settle. That's crazy. It's 1.8 billion miles to Jupiter.
Oh yeah.
It is expected to settle into orbit around Jupiter in 2030, where it will spend 4 years helping scientists assess whether Europa has the conditions necessary to sustain life. That's not that far away, dude. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration considers the moon, which is slightly smaller than Earth's moon, to be one of the most promising places to look for life in our solar system. Given observations from previous missions that its icy crust likely floats on a subsurface ocean with more than twice the water of all Earth's oceans combined.
Yeah, so
I heard that stat, that their ocean is like 100 miles deep. So it's like slightly smaller than our moon, but like the ocean's so deep that it's twice as much water.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that Europa is the most promising planet in our our
solar system.
Yeah, or moon or something that could be habitable in our solar system because it has this frozen layer of ice. Then underneath it, it's just liquid oceans, and there's a really great movie called Europa Report, which is been out for quite some time now, but science fairly accurate. I mean, it's a good fucking movie, and it talks about humans going on a manned mission, drilling holes, checking out Europa, and then what they come across. It's really good, suspenseful. It's not like gory or scary like that. It's a really good movie, but that there's a probability or a likelihood that there'd be something living in there if that water is habitable in itself. But that's where it could be not something we could drink, but other shit could live in. Like, we have no idea. So this is cool. This is something I'm really excited about as a space nerd, someone who likes that sort of stuff. This is, if I could pick a planet or some sort of object in our solar system to go to, Europa would be easily top 2, top 3. Or I'd be like, oh, we should.
For sure. Like, where else are we going? Mars,
go there,
Elon?
Go there, drill a hole, and send like some subs down in that fucking water, dude. That's awesome. And we'll be alive whenever that shit happens. We'll get to see it. We'll get to see crazy images of it. I'm fucking excited. That'll be badass.
You think you're going to be alive in 6 years, bro? We got an election in 3 weeks.
It's true.
You go straight for the...
so right for the juice.
The lemonade fruit punch?
Yeah, from the water.
Europa was the first documented ocean world, a class of planets and moons with substantial liquid water, according to Kurt Nyberg, program scientist for the Europa Clipper mission. Other nearby moons, such as Jupiter's Ganymede and Saturn's Enceladus, are also considered ocean worlds, but Europa's ocean is most similar to Earth's. So it's not like it's weird water. Like you can't drink the ocean water either. You know,
I know, but what I'm saying,
it's fucking salt water, bro.
we still have to drill through
Drill,
the
baby,
ice
drill.
and like sample it and see, because it could be shit like plankton that lives in there. If they find something like small microorganisms that live in that water, that's proof of life on other planets.
This is crazy. The
Boom.
Europa Clipper craft will look to complete nearly 50 flybys of Europa, buzzing as close as 16 miles from the moon's surface, as mission team members collect data needed to characterize its ocean geology and composition. Fully deployed, the 100-foot-long Europa Clipper, about as long as a basketball court, is the largest spacecraft ever built by NASA for a planetary mission. Among other instruments, the spacecraft's science payload includes an ice penetrating radar, a magnetometer that can measure magnetic fields generated by Europa, and cameras that can produce images and maps of the moon's surface.
So I'm saying we're gonna get some wild 16 miles from the surface. We're gonna get some wild video, boy.
Margaret Kelsen, team leader of the mission's magnetometer, said the instrument can help reveal how deeply Europa's ocean is buried under the ice and how deep the ocean itself is, using the same process employed by metal detector machines used in airports. I just was listening to Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he was going off about magnetometers, and he's like, yeah, we had that shit, and then all of a sudden there was like a huge need for them in the airports in the 70s, and they didn't know what to do, and we had it, and we sold it to them. I was like, okay.
He's like, I made bank. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, you're always flexing on us now. We get it. You're smart, and you made money. Quit hustling us. No, that's badass. That's super cool. And I wonder if it'll be able to detect objects under the water.
Yeah.
I mean,
if there are any, why wouldn't it be able to get that LiDAR going?
It's gonna be wild. It's
6
gonna
years.
be crazy.
And then, yeah, what it said. Oh yeah, I already said that. The 50 flybys and the
crazy pictures and videos, man. There's gonna be some wild shit. 16 miles from the surface.
Yeah, that's really close. With like the cameras that we have now and shit.
How fast that thing gonna be moving too? That's
a lot, pretty fucking fast. 50 flybys like over a course of 4 years. So, I don't know.
It's tight.
Is it
because
caught in Jupiter's orbit? Like, you know what else I heard?
Yeah, it's caught in Jupiter's orbit.
Yeah, is that and this is weird because I was like
satellite of Jupiter.
Right, and it it expands and contracts based on its orbit around Jupiter. So when it gets closer to Jupiter, it starts to the gravity starts to pull it apart. So it has all these cracks in it from getting pulled apart all the time. Somebody described it, and I just happened to have this shit on the TV at my parents' house when I was hanging out with my dad earlier, and he turned it on, and the guy was like, yeah, think about if you try to or if you were squeezing an egg and how the shell cracks, that's how Europa's surface looks because of the gravitational pull it gets from Jupiter.
Yeah, Jupiter's massive.
Yeah.
So it's yanks on it. Yeah, I mean,
but then it goes further away, and then it starts to
resolidify because it's far enough, so it refreezes. It's not like it's cracking apart.
Right.
And the liquid oceans fills the gaps.
But that's why it is liquid ocean, because that process heats it up enough to where the shit's not just frozen, because it seems like it would be just solid frozen that far away from the sun, but it's that process with the gravitational pull that makes the liquid water liquid.
See, and that's the crazy shit in the universe that helps create life.
Right.
Which is tight as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm always
on God.
When someone says, "Oh, there can't be aliens," I'm like, everything in the ocean's an alien. The fact that you can get down to the ocean floor where there's thermal vents where it's 5,000 degrees in the water, and there's crabs and shit that just hang out by it, and they're but it's hang out. The pressure down there is so crazy. The temperatures are so extreme in such a way that there's no way that life doesn't exist on some other planet in that form or some other.
Yeah.
That's crazy, because that's such a niche environment to live in, to adapt to that environment is crazy to me. Gotta be. Man, that'd be awesome if there's like sophisticated squid people on Europa.
Squid people.
They're like, what is this thing? It's the size of a quendaball court. And you're like, what? It's like, oh, that's what. Oh, you call it basketball.
What do they sound like Robert
Intergalactic.
from like the 20s.
Intergalactic basketball leagues, intergalactic football leagues.
Planetary, intergalactic.
Like the world Earth football team. Just compile it.
Dude, don't hit me with some Starship Troopers shit. That game, whatever they're playing, that football game.
That football game is wild. People at that point, they were like augmented. That was like not real.
Rico.
People chucking 80-yard bombs. The football was like a Nerf ball with metal in it. What? Mm-hmm. It was very violent. Mm-hmm. I mean, it looked awesome.
Some of the first titties I ever saw was on that movie.
Dizzy, you saw Dizzy's titties. Yeah, okay. Although you see hers later, actually. You see other people's first in the shower scene.
Yeah.
Dizzy's after like, oh, you're going to die. Or did he just died and then he came back? I think that's what it was. He dies, then he comes back. Anyways.
So I had an article in here about scientists decoding bird song. But it's a New Yorker article, and that shit like is like a book. So I just took it out. But what I took from the story of scientists decoding the birds singing, birds are lying to each other, dude. They deceive each other.
How so?
I don't know. They just like send fake messages to these other birds.
Birds are dicks.
Well, I agree.
Yeah, birds suck. I mean, number one, they're dinosaurs. So like, you can't trust them. Watch your back.
You can't trust the dinosaur? What about Bigfoot from the Land of the Lost?
Maybe.
Okay.
But I mean, you gotta disrespect it. He could kill you at any moment. The only dinosaur I trust is Denver, the last dinosaur. Other than that, do you remember Denver? Denver, the last dinosaur.
What about like
Denver was tight, bro. No, don't. We're not. We're not.
What about Noctamama?
The dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Maybe. I liked Carl. I think his name's Carl, the T-Rex. He's always smoking a cigarette, and he's got little arms, and you never see him take a drag. It's the T-Rex friend from work that he works with. He's always like, he's got a little cigarette. He's fucking badass. Yeah, I mean, I guess I trust them. Denver, the last dinosaur, because he literally like lives with people. He plays music. He's in a band, international music star. He's too big to kind of fuck me up and use the dinosaur excuse. Too much to lose. But in theory, no, I'm not really trusting dinosaurs that much.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, I think that's a situation that I don't cover.
You know why? Because they're reptiles, bro.
Yeah, they're reptilians. So are you going to trust a reptilian from outer space? No.
Nope.
So why would I trust a dinosaur?
Exactly.
Some ancient astronaut theorists believe that actually space aliens, draconian reptiles, are descendants of actual dinosaurs. They're dinosaurs that escaped.
Are you serious?
Yes, dude. There's a whole culture of people that believe this shit.
Dinosaurs' brains are so small, man. They're not escaping. They obviously didn't escape.
Those are the ones with the small
Hey,
brains.
newsflash, bro.
Newsflash. Tell David Icke, dude.
Asteroid flash in the fucking sky, and you're done, son.
There's this guy, David Icke. He used to be a professional soccer player. He was a goalie. Then he retired.
Too many balls to the face, bro.
Then he retired and made this big comeback because he was a sportscaster for a bit, and then he decided he'd figured all this out, and that there was reptilians that live amongst us, and they manipulate frequencies in other dimensions to interact with us, and you can't see them because they're like I'm just saying this is real shit.
You're just perpetuating.
No, it sounds ridiculous.
Ridiculous QAnon shit.
No, this is like mainstream. This is where that whole idea comes from. Is one of the ideas comes from an ex-professional soccer player goalie who decided that he'd figured out the secret to life. His name's David Icke. And now he gives big seminars to people for like thousands of dollars, like crazy shit. And that's where the
he's getting that reptilian money.
That he's been doing it since like early '90s, late '80s, and that's where the whole like reptilian movement. The Queen's a reptile.
This is the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Hey, David Icke, if you want to come on the podcast,
and it's like all encompassing. So it'll be like, you know, like girls that are into crystals, like they could. He's got a little bit of that. He's got a little bit of everything. So he's created some like all encompassing.
Why my girls with the crystals got to catch a stray in this reptilian bullshit, bro?
Some of them believe that shit because he markets it to everybody, almost like how the QAnon bullshit touched on so many different conspiracy theories that you could like draw a chart, and somebody who's really into that would be like, oh man, now it's all connected. It's the same type of shit. He's just been doing it longer.
QAnon is like every conspiracy rolled into one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like Hillary Clinton's a lizard, and they eat people. That's like partially where that comes from.
Allegedly.
And so the movie Jupiter Ascending with Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis is essentially, and I'm not even making this shit up, you could take that and layer that on top of the idea of the Draco reptilians, and they're almost mirror images. That movie is essentially almost a...
When does this movie come out?
It's been out. It's been out for a while, and Channing Tatum plays an elf with like flying roller skates.
Are you fucking kidding?
Dead ass. He plays like a half human, half alien dude or something with flying roller skates. Flying roller skates with elf ears. Dead ass.
Bro, he's got to fire his agent, dude.
And then Mila Kunis is like the queen of Jupiter, because there is ground on Jupiter. That's where these people fucking live, is on Jupiter, on this like capsule planet thing in the storm. I'm dead ass. It's great. It's ridiculous. But that conspiracy theory is almost a spitting image of what people believe when it comes to like reptilians. It's almost exactly like Jupiter Ascending. So we're here being, you know, controlled by reptilians from on another planet, which is the whole premise of that fucking movie. Is there's like reptile dudes with fucking wings and shit, and being like, rah, rah, and then Mila Kunis is like,
I don't think Jupiter's ascending now. I think Mercury is in retrograde. Yeah. After that.
Hey man, I'm just laying it out there, just letting everybody know. So if we go to Europa and there's no reptilians, we're good. There you go. Scratch that off the list. One conspiracy theory down. Did you like the picture I picked for the Instagram?
No, I didn't. But my dad did. Somebody else did too.
Harp.
The fat boy. The fat boy did.
Yeah, Harp. The weather control. You tell me. No, man, it's real.
It's your chemtrails. But the last article was that this is crazy. The Donald Trump stock is on a ride, dude. But DJT, stock symbol, Donald Trump Media, they had to halt trading today because it fucking tanked so hard at one point. Except for it's not even like that low. Like we were laughing at it. It's more than doubled since September 24th. September 24th, it was 12 something, and today it was like, let's see. After it dropped 10% and they halted trading, it's at $27. It's over doubled. It's up like 125% since September 24th. Like not even a month. I don't know, dude. Did you see him up there dancing for 40 minutes?
Yeah.
At the town hall Q&A?
Just standing there.
Dancing.
And did you
40 minutes.
You see the cringy interview he did today? Can't remember who it was with, but he was just like not answering questions the entire time.
No.
Just looking ridiculous.
Dude, and tomorrow Kamala's going to be, she's doing an interview with Brett Baer on Fox News. Right before that, Trump's doing a town hall in Georgia, all female audience. How could that go wrong? So they're gonna air that on Fox News town hall, and then they're gonna air Kamala's interview with Brett Baer. I mean, dude, Fox News is not helping your boy out.
Yeah, I think these. Oh man, that's gonna be rough.
All female audience.
He's gonna
like,
say
dude,
so. Someone's gonna ask him. They're gonna have a couple women of color there ask him questions.
I mean, maybe it's Fox News. I don't know. Do they know people of color?
They'll find someone outside.
It's possible. But I mean, like, would you as a woman go to a town hall with a sexual predator?
Probably not.
Okay, well, that's all I have.
I mean, that's gonna be one for the ages.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. Or today, depending on when you're listening, because this will drop Wednesday morning.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, you have no words of advice, anything deep, poetic?
You know, meditate, bitches. You know how it is.
All right, well, we appreciate y'all stopping by as always. Like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, do whatever. As always, to Chef Andy, Mr. Goody Two Shoes, it's always a pleasure. Great seeing you. Y'all be good, stay safe, stay out of trouble, and as always, go fuck yourselves.
Shout out.
Recording stopped.